The 1960s brought us some of the most beautiful and unique looking small sports cars, like the Porsche 356, the Sunbeam Alpine, or the old Triumph sports cars. However, all of these cars have nothing compared to what I'm going to show you today, because we are going to have a look at one of three Martaré GTs. The Martaré GT is undeniably a really gorgeous car. It looks like a concept car from the 1960s that made it to production. And that's basically because it is. Because this car is made by a Dutch designer, Ed Martaré. And he wasn't just a designer, he also made parts for different sports cars of the time. For example, he made a hardtop for the Fiat 850 Spider. And then he decided to make this gorgeous car. The Martaré GT is mostly made out of fiberglass. And fiberglass, what a wonderful material. From beautiful motorcycle fairings to surfboards to nice 1960s sports cars. And the fiberglass material is most likely also the reason for the 740 kilo curb weight of this car, which is not a lot, and also why you can still open the door of the car, because that is a pretty wild procedure that I'm going to show you in a minute. This door design is most likely completely unique to the Martaré GT because I think it's the only car that has that, and it's pretty wild. Let's get the car on the road and have a listen to the engine. Really nice sports car feel. However, how you just realized, I am a bit physically challenged because the car is made for people a bit smaller than myself, and I sometimes have problems shifting down into second. Wow, now go! So the Martaré GT genuinely gives you a really nice mix of mid-engine and rear-engine sports car feel. And at the end of the day, it's still a rear-engine sports car, and there's kind of a bit of reason that people don't build them anymore. Only Porsche does that, and I think Alpine did for some time, and this car. And that's because it can be handling-wise a bit of a challenge. However, the rear engine of this car kind of gives away a bit the secret, because this engine it's a boxer and it has 1800 cc. However, it only has 50 horsepower, and that's because the car is based on the VW Beetle. Because when Ed Martaré wanted to design this car, he went to Fiat that he already worked with. And, ooh, this is funny in the... Sorry, I'm just getting distracted from what I want to say from the really nice road. Woo, this is nice. Yeah, yes, it's VW based, however, this thing is still a lot of fun. Like, when it gets going, basically up until about 90 to 100, you feel like you're in a proper sports car. And this is genuinely really impressive and nice, and I'm just having a blast. Like, yeah, but basically he wanted to build it on a Fiat platform first because he had experience working with Fiat, but Fiat made him some trouble, so but Fiat gave him some trouble, so he ended up working with VW, and I think it's actually a really nice platform because he's like Ed Martaré is from the Netherlands, and at the time the buggies from the Netherlands just went completely, like everyone wanted one. And these sports cars were basically pretty similar and just didn't take off. Genuinely, I have to say this thing is so much fun. I basically don't manage to properly phrase what I want to say because I'm just having a good time. This is amazing how the car's then squeaking in the front, and it's so low, and especially we're now here going over the Nienstedter Pass close to Hanover, and really a lot of tight, nice turns, and it's just awesome. It's just a really, honestly, this is addicting to drive. Like, I just want to keep going.
With talking about the a bit underpowered VW Beetle engine, we also have to acknowledge that at the time, dune buggies built on a VW Beetle base from the Netherlands were incredibly popular, and this was kind of a really similar concept, only that the buggies really took off and the Martaré GT didn't. However, why didn't that happen? In a way, it's not really the Martaré GT's fault. The Martaré GT is made out of fiberglass, and in the production process of fiberglass, it's really flammable. So as a result, the factory burned down, leaving just 3 of the original prototypes, with one of them ending up in a museum, the other one succumbing to the toll of time, and this one being the only road-registered Martaré GT. However, how does it end up driving if it would have ever seen a market release? The car is most definitely fun to drive. It gives you so much feedback when you're driving it over the road, and it's just a really fun experience, and also really feels like a sports car, even compared to cars that have a lot more power. However, on an objective level, I have to say, yes, it goes quicker through the turns than the motorcycles I review usually, because it has 4 tires. But apart from that, the handling is a bit poorly, because there's very little weight on the front axle, leading to a tendency to understeer and then snap oversteer if you try to correct that. And with it already being mentioned that it's rear engine, it most likely is really tough to catch once something goes wrong in this, and it has the safety standards of the 1960s. Even though the dirty secret of the Martaré GT, that it's based on a VW Beetle platform with the same engine, is out now, I have to protect this car. Because when it came to entry-level sports cars of the 1960s, this was actually competitive. Also because the car is a bit lighter than some other cars. And at the same time, it's so low that the really low seating position makes it feel so quick. Similar to the feeling of when you lean your motorcycle in a turn. You're so low in this car that you're basically, you can see from the driver's seat out of the passenger window the curb when standing at the stoplight. And at the same time, like, we've passed minis in this car now, and when looking at a Mini Cooper, you're literally at the bumper of that car. It's genuinely impressive, and the car is just gorgeous. It's so beautiful to look at. And here on a twisty road where you don't go above 130, you're having a really good time, because all the vibrations, and it just feels really good, and the engine sound fits really well, and the car is just beautiful. The car, in fact, is so beautiful that it was in the Netherlands on the last episode of the De Lach magazine. The De Lach magazine is a magazine comparable to Playboy or Hustlers, which also focuses on some stories that could be interesting, like cars. And in the last episode of that magazine, this car was featured with multiple models on it, which is really nice to know. And yeah, what a gorgeous car. Let's drive it home into the sunset.
Driving experience of like shifting and keeping the car on the gas so it doesn't turn off, and like rev matching. It's genuinely really impressive fun. And the car now has 50 horsepower. However, it's legal to drive this car with a tuned up engine up to 120 horsepower. And 120 horsepower in this thing would make this an absolute rocket ship. And with the weight of 740 kilos, that would not be manageable, because you would need more weight in the front, because if you look at the car from the outside, the front is really light. You see basically how the car is slightly lifting in its suspension. And that is not because the suspension is weirdly lifted, but it's because so little weight is in the front.
Getting in and out of the Martaré GT is a bit of a unique experience. On the one hand, you don't have any trouble stepping on any side skirts, which is a bit of a problem with many cars of that kind, and on the other hand, you struggle with the door itself. So it's now dark outside, and I just returned with the Martaré GT, and what a really nice experience that was. And with it being a kit car based on a VW Beetle, it's a proper sports car. Definitely is. It was so fun to drive. I now have my formal suit shirt out of my pants because it was just intense from all the inputs I was getting. Genuinely, this was so fun to drive because this thing has some proper big wheels, and just turning them in the turns and the tires squeaking, and then having a look at all the details, the visual details on this car are so gorgeous, with the fins at the back. Here, this little air vent that is kind of reminiscent of a Ford GT. The front that looks very Ferrari-ish. So nice, and the like race windows that you open, and just this is a true driving experience. Yes, there are cars that definitely handle better of that time, and turns can be scary, but they're fun scary. You're driving and you're like, oh fuck, what am I doing? And the tires are squeaking, and this is a good time. And it's at the same time quite a comfortable ride, and it's very unique because I'm now leaning against basically the only Martaré GT that is driving. And it's a one-of-a-kind car, and no one really knows about these, and the people who know don't know where one is. And it's such a coincidence that in my hometown someone owned this car that I randomly ran into. Like, what a genuinely nice riding experience and driving experience. And usually I do motorcycle videos on this channel, and this is kind of an attempt at a car video because I did one a year ago and it did really well. If you like this kind of stuff, definitely write it in the comments. Maybe we can get some more videos done on some old nice classic cars. What a beautiful experience. I'm genuinely flashed by it. And definitely like and subscribe and write a comment, and see you guys in the next video.